Hello everyone, welcome back to another 1/6 scale figure video. Today is going to be a really awesome custom that I've been planning and working on for a very long time, and it is the Medicom 1/6 scale real action hero Akira Tetsuo, which is the character on the right. And I'll quickly zoom into the head sculpt because it is repainted and it is a completely custom body that I've swapped out. Custom pants. They're actually Doctor Strange pants from Hot Toys, which really suit the animation accuracy. And this is the Obi-Wan base, and I think it suits Tetsuo so much, considering he is, a telepath and telekinesis, so I definitely needed to portray that power with this base. And on the left here is the stock Medicom Canada. This is the reissue that they put out maybe 3-4 years ago. And I think this stock is much better compared to what they gave with Tetsuo's original sculpt. The paint apps and the body was really shit. It kind of just crumbled and turned to dust. So the head sculpt repaint was done by 357 Parment, who is a really well-known painter for the 1/6 scale world. Probably one of the best for a reasonably priced paint apps. Obviously there's more higher end. You've got Kjon, you've got Heitsy Studio, you got One. They're more on the pricier end. But I do think 357 Parment is that medium ground for, touch-ups, or for this case, a complete refurnish of the head sculpt. And because this is based on anime, I didn't really want to go that deep into the pigment accuracy and go really lifelike. And I think overall it's really awesome. I think it's matched the custom body, which is a Maha body, really well. And that's the original stock arm, which I might, bring it in and zoom it in a bit more and show how it actually deteriorated and fell apart. And yeah, I just thought of having Canada on the side here, because obviously these two were friends at the start of the film and kind of became enemies at the end. Obviously the manga goes way more in depth with these guys, but the film is, revolutionary in the sense. But yeah, I'm surprised that the pleather material, or whatever they've used here, has held up pretty well. No real deterioration at all from this guy, which is really surprising, considering, old Hot Toy figures are falling apart. Well, they're older pleather stuff, but this guy's kind of held up really well. And like I said before, this is like the re-release 2.0. But I don't even remember the original release having problems with flaking. So what I'm going to do now is get Canada out of the way and zoom into Tetsuo himself and show just way more detail of the head sculpt, zoom in a bit. And I will show what I have left of the stock body, and I might as well show the other head sculpt as well, because that one's still stock paint, so you will see the massive difference in colouring. So I've punched in with the macro lens now just to, show the detail that 357 did, and they did an amazing job. I'll bring out the original sculpt in a second and you will see how massive of a difference it is. And like I said, this is based on anime/manga, so I didn't want the hyper real texture that a lot of other companies are doing. You know, that's why I kind of like 3-0 as well, especially with their manga and anime stuff. They like to try and just do basic paint apps that resemble the hand-drawn work. I've seen like J&D doing Berserk figures which look amazing, but I'm not a fan of making Guts and Griffith look really, really hyper real, because that doesn't look like the original artwork. I'll move Tetsuo on the side just a little bit. Hopefully we don't lose focus on the macro lens, and I'll grab the original secondary sculpt that hasn't been tampered with. And you can see you got the stock Medicom here, and on the right the brand new paint apps. I have no idea why Medicom colored the head sculpt like this, and they also did it with the hands, which is a really, really weird, because the whole body, the original body, wasn't this color. It was more of a natural skin tone. It wasn't green, sickly green. So yeah, I have no idea why they've done this. I don't know if it's paint degradation after years, after, you know, sitting in the box for so long, because I bought this sealed, so I don't know if it's because of that. So I've just grabbed the hand sculpt as well, and this is one of the only surviving pieces, and you can see the plastics are just different color, and the hands and the head sculpt, I've noticed, have a rubbery, soft rubbery material compared to the hard, brittle plastic. So it had to have been something with the original production of this guy. I've never seen a Tetsuo figure from Medicom that have a equal pigment, you know. So just going a bit handheld to show what I actually did to pop this head sculpt on. Essentially, this is the Maha Toys 1/6 scale body, which, if you're familiar with Paw Toys and their custom figures, most recently their K from Blade Runner 2049 has the same model for their stock body. So I pretty much grabbed one, and I had to chop the neck in order to pop this on, because it's a much different head sculpt compared to modern 1/6 scale figures. It doesn't have like a hollow part for you to pop this on. And that's pretty much all I had to do to have this compatible with the figure. And the cape there is the original Medicom. The shirt is the stock one. Panning down to the pants, like I said before, these are just Doctor Strange ones. Don't know from what particular figure, but I had to just match the source material from the animated movie. Boots are the stock Medicom ones, which are really, really good. And this is the Obi-Wan base. And there you got the hand from the original figure, which is really, really nice. It is very fragile though, so that's why I didn't really want to play around and attempt to rip off one of his arms and pop that on. And the scene I'm going for, he hasn't got his arm shot off yet, which is actually a brutal scene. I mean, this whole movie is just brutal. And just showing off the whole base here. I really, really love this base from Hot Toys. I think it's a really awesome thing that they've done here with the floating look. You know, you hide the acrylic post behind the figure and you wouldn't even know that it is being hoisted up by that, and it gives the illusion of someone with, you know, telekinesis or the Force really, really well. It gives that illusion good. And something I've picked up on this figure in particular, and even recent Hot Toy figures or once scale figures in general, they seem to not stop fraying on like tattered / torn up or damaged clothing. So what I've done to try to stop this further from damaging is on the perimeter all the way around where it is cut, I put fabric glue, so it's for both sides there as well. And I don't know why 1/6 scale figures don't do something like on the inside, put like a certain stitching pattern to stop it from continuing and further falling apart. Like, I get the illusion and it is accurate and it does it well and realistic, but over time this is probably just gonna pull apart and just break and fray. And a figure that I do have coming on my way is the Hot Toys Battle Damage. If you've seen that figure, he has pretty much his whole chest broken up and his shirt completely ripped. But yeah, I'm not really gonna know yet until he arrives, which he should be here soon. And you know, I'll see if that's an issue with that guy too. Maybe I'll have to blob a little bit of fabric glue to, you know, not damage it anymore. And I think that's pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you like and sub. And I'll see you in the next one.